Hey. Welcome to the Alter Ego Comics live sale. Happy Wednesday. It's 7 o'clock and I want to rock, want to get a belly full of beer, as Sir Elton said. So tune in, pull up a chair, grab a drink. We have lots of drinkers in here tonight. We have beer school going on at Purple Feet, right across the way over there, which is why I'm mic'd up so that hopefully you can hear me all right. So come on in, say hi once you're here. We have 2 weeks worth of new releases to go through. So super excited to be back doing a live sale.
Oh, this is better.
Some really good stuff out this week and last week. Lots of great trades, some fantastic single issues, especially this week of Halloween. One of my picks this week is one of those scary Halloween series. So hope you're all doing well. Hope you're having a good week. Glad to see you, Tony and Marissa, Tamara, Mark. Jess is here breaking her rule of not attending live sales because she's already contacted me offline about picking something up that we just got in today. John's here. Glad to have everybody hanging out again. If you're just tuning in, we do have kind of an informal gathering going on in the space next door over at Purple Feet Wine Boutique. Beer School actually started over at Vino Bellissimo, and they're closed for construction right now, renovations. And so we've got Beer School here tonight. So we've got 2, 4, I don't know, we got about a dozen people over there. So hopefully you can hear me all right. If not, let me know, and I will do my best to improve the audio experience. So yeah, not sure what's going on with the laggy Facebook, Brian, but you can always try YouTube. But yeah, Nick's here, Kelly's here, fantastic. I'll give you a quick update on Angie before we get started. She did have her surgery last week. Actually, it was last Thursday, so it's been 6 days. 6-hour surgery. That was fun to wait through. I said, actually posted on Facebook that day, it'd be nice if the doctors could put the loved one, the waiting loved ones under as well, and just wake us up when the surgery's over. Because while it was a 6-hour procedure, it was more like 8 hours of waiting around. But everything went well. She had a follow-up visit yesterday in Columbus, and everything's going the way it's supposed to. She can only lift a pound with each hand. So I'm doing the heavy lifting at home, and so are our kids. They're helping out a lot. We've had a lot of support from family and friends and from customers, all sorts of people. So she is doing well. She might be watching. I don't know. Maybe she'll chime in. Maybe she forgot. She was watching the Great British Baking Show when I left. So here is the rundown for tonight. Hey, Sarah, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. I'm going to go through last week's stuff. Not a lot of single issues from last week, but there were some great graphic novels that came out. And then we'll do this week's new releases. Thank you, everybody. We do appreciate all of your prayers, your good vibes, your well wishes. It's going to be a long haul. It's going to be 6 to 8 weeks of recovery this round, and then she's going through some reconstruction surgery after that, which could be another 6 to 8 weeks. And we're still waiting on results of her lymph node testing. So we don't know if she's going to need chemo or radiation yet. Hopefully we'll find out by this time next week. And we're crossing our fingers that they got it early enough that she will not need radiation or chemotherapy. But we do appreciate each and every one of you. You're all amazing. And yeah, I mean, just the support from all over has been fantastic. And I know She really appreciates it. You know, she's kind of broken down in tears a couple of times because she's been getting well wishes from people that she's never met before. So we're doing all right. We're doing all right. Every day is better than the day before. And I have this great shop to come back to every day, and cool comics to read. So let's get into last week's stuff. Okay. I only have two single issues from last week that are still left that are really worth talking about. And the first one was my pick of the week. And I don't think I've talked about any of these before, but if I'm repeating something that I've talked about in the past, let me know. My brain's a little Swiss cheese right now. I feel like Sam Beckett. Catwoman Lonely City was my pick of the week. I'm pretty sure this came out last week. I know it came out last week. This is a $7 DC Black Label oversized book written and drawn by Cliff Chiang. And it's almost like a Dark Knight Returns for Catwoman. She's 55 years old when this starts. She's just getting out of prison. Bruce Wayne and all of the Bat family is dead. Two-Face is mayor of Gotham City and actually doing a great job. Barbara Gordon is running for mayor, I believe. It's just really, really good. It's beautifully drawn. Cliff Chiang is amazing. I'm trying to find a great page to kind of illustrate Chiang's artwork. That's a good one. Maybe. Killer Croc is in here, and it is a great portrayal of Killer Croc. Let me see if I can give you a peek at something beneficial here. She talks about, you know, how she can't jump around on rooftops like she used to. There's a shot of the penguin, who's still kind of a greasy bird, making inappropriate comments. It is fantastic. Lots of praise on the internet for this. I was looking last week, and everybody was talking it up. I'm just sorry I wasn't here last week to talk about it because our sales were really low on it, and I was really disappointed. But I see lots of you chiming in tonight to pick it up, so thank you for that. I really don't think you're going to be disappointed by it. So let's see who we've got here. We've got Jess, Sarah, Kelly, John, and Tony. And if anybody, I see John wants to subscribe to it. If you want to subscribe, unfortunately, I don't know how many issues it is. I know it's at least 3. Issue 2 does come out in December. And again, this is written and drawn by Cliff Chiang, who you may recall, he did the art on Paper Girls with Brian K. Vaughan. He also did the art on the Wonder Woman Rebirth title that Brian Azzarello wrote. I think that was it. That's not right. That's the, anyway, it's really good. Let's see. Tamara added it. So bunch of folks here. Everybody that says they want it, we have enough copies because I had a chance to read it in advance and I really liked it that much that I ordered up pretty high. So we have a lot of copies. Okay, so we've got lots of people asking to subscribe. Let me start pulling these. Again, I'm flying solo tonight, so bear with me. Let's see, Jess. Sarah. Sorry for leaving you hanging here, folks. Kelly, John. Tony and Tamara. Okay. Let's see if I missed anything here. Okay. Mic up again. I had to run over to the wall and grab some more copies. Thank you for that, folks. This looks odd. We'll just do this here. Okay. Let me write down those subscriptions. This is Catwoman, Lonely City. Who are my subscribers here? John, Sarah, Tamara, Tony, Jess. Okay, you're all covered. Thank you so much. Can't wait for you guys to read this. The other new release last week that we still have a few copies of is Grim Tales of Terror Quarterly. This is... There's the price. Oh my gosh, my eyes. $9. $9 for this. It's an oversized horror anthology from the folks at Zenoscope. You kind of know whether you want this or not. 72 pages of content. This is their 2021 Halloween special. I have 2 copies left at $9 a piece. Thank you, Sarah, for telling me I'm doing great. Thumbs up and hearts are appreciated. All right, last week's new release, graphic novels.
Good choice, Mark.
What's that? Yeah. It's my #1 IPA. I'm getting some compliments from the folks at Beer School. Or doing a live Facebook Live. So, okay. Yes, John, I'm going to put your comment up here. The great thing about the Black Label stuff is that it's self-contained. So you don't have to have read a bunch of stuff before. You don't have to follow anything afterwards. You're getting a complete story with a beginning, middle, and end. And the DC stories that have kind of stood the test of time are stories like that are self-contained. And sometimes, you know, what was the DC What If? Someone will tell me. Elseworlds, that's what it was. So yeah, okay, let's move on to last week's graphic novels. And another Black Label book, and that's Batman Last Night on Earth. This is the soft cover, written by Scott Snyder, artwork by Greg Capullo. $25 for this, collects the entire miniseries, Black Label miniseries. So this is a story that takes place outside of continuity. That's Batman roaming around with Joker's head in a lantern. That enough should sell it for you. But the team of Snyder and Capullo are fantastic, especially when it comes to DC stuff. Fantastic addition to your Batman library. $25 for Batman Last Night on Earth. All right, Nick wants one. We got you covered, Nick. Okay. Yeah, I know many of you picked this up in single issues, and then you picked up the hardcover. Now we've got the soft cover. What's in Spanish? All right. Also new last week is the first volume of Philip Kennedy Johnson's Alien series. This is Alien Bloodlines. $18, and you get the first 6 issues of this Alien series, the first published by Marvel Comics. Great story again. If you're an Alien fan, again, you may have picked up the single issues, but if you didn't, if you're waiting for the trade is now here. Alien Bloodlines is the first volume, as I said, from Marvel. $18 for this one. Sold Alien to Nick Baxter. And that is my only copy, I believe. But if anyone else wants one, I can always try and order one for you. This one I have not read, but it has been optioned as a film to be directed by the guy that directed the new Top Gun movie, which maybe we'll get to see someday. This is Chariot from AWA. Yep, AWA, Chariot. Knight Rider meets the Matrix, says the Hollywood Reporter. $10 for Chariot Volume 1. And this, you know what? I don't know if there is a Volume 2. Oh, no, there's definitely going to be a Volume 2. So $10 for Chariot Volume 1. Knight Rider meets the Matrix. I have not read it, but it has been optioned as a film already. The Dollhouse family softcover came out last week. $18 for this one. Collects the entire miniseries by Mike Carey. This is part of Joe Hill's Hill House imprint over at DC Comics. If you're into horror, if you like previous works by Mike Carey, then you're probably going to want to check out the Dollhouse family. Next up is another series that many of you picked up in single issues. We've got the first volume of Time Before Time. This is $17 and collects the first 5 issues of Time Before Time. Let's see what kind of pull quotes we've got here. Charles Soule calls it achingly good, time-traveling criminals fighting gang wars across millennia, done in the smartest possible way. Love it. One of the more refreshing comic books I've read in quite a while, and I can't wait to see how it evolves in the future. And Jonathan Hickman, the mastermind behind House of X, Powers of X, Time Before Time, gets it right. Read it yesterday. Read it tomorrow. Read it now. Time Before Time is available for $17. And my pick from last week, at least I'm pretty sure it was last week. It's a little fuzzy. I know I took this with me to the hospital, but didn't end up reading it until we got home. It is the 3rd volume of Reckless. This is Destroy All Monsters by Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips. I have loved the Reckless books. Honestly, I love everything that Brubaker and Phillips do, from pulp to criminal to other stuff, the Reckless books. And I thought it was a trilogy, but there's actually more Reckless coming. There's a 4th volume coming in April. So if you're a fan of books or movies like Jack Reacher, Magnum PI, kind of those 80s PI shows, you're really going to dig this. $25 for the hardcover, and we do have the previous volumes in stock as well. These would be a perfect gift for, your dad who loved watching I don't know, Magnum and Simon and what's the show with James Garner? Drawing a blank. Someone else my age, help me out. Lots of you picked up this already. You pre-ordered it, but if you haven't, I highly, highly recommend you checking out the Reckless books by Brubaker and Phillips. $25 a piece. This is volume 3. We do have volumes 1 and 2. Rock for the files. Thank you, Jess. You bailed me out. Ooh, and Ed was right behind you. Oh, now they're all there. No, Sarah said Remington Steele, and that's what I was going to say, but that was Pierce Brosnan. All right, on to our all ages books from last week. We have the 2nd volume of Strange Academy. This is $14. Strange Academy, volume 2. Hey, Tony, I'm right there with you. Brother, I'm feeling my age. I think by the time all this surgery stuff is said and done, I might be all white in the beard. Who knows? Yes, Remington Steele was awesome. My mom loved that show. $14 for Strange Academy Volume 2. I feel like oh no. I know I did a video last week on Wednesday at like noon, so now I'm feeling like I've talked about these before. Jake and the Fat Man, that was another one. Riptide, all those shows. Also from last week, we have the new volume of R.L. Stine's Just Beyond. This one is Monstrosity, and of course, this is now a Disney Plus series, Just Beyond. Just Beyond is a Disney Plus series now. This is the newest volume, $11 for Just Beyond Monstrosity. And Angie chimes in, don't blame the white beard on the surgery. It's got a little bit. There's been some stress in my life in the last 5 years. But it's funny, yes, this all came like in the last 5 years. You look at pictures of me before then, and I did not have a white beard. Sold Just Beyond to Jess. I do have more copies if anybody else wants a copy. This is not a new release, but it is new to us. I will never color my beard, Nick, nor will I color my hair, probably. I don't have any gray up top, so I don't think I'll be coloring that beard. Makes you look distinguished, right? This is not new, but it is new to us. This is Five Nights at Freddy's, The Silver Eyes, the graphic novel, based on the New York Times best-selling novel. $13 for Five Nights at Freddy's, The Silver Eyes. This is published by Scholastic. It's the first ever Five Nights at Freddy's graphic novel, an adaptation of the novel. I'm a proud member of the Whitebeard Club, Mark. All of us Marks are in the Whitebeard Club. And our last all ages book from last week is Creepy Cat. This is for ages 10 and up. It's $15. My Life with Creepy Cat. Flora moves into a mysterious mansion and finds it inhabited by a strange creature, Creepy Cat. Thus begins her bizarre and sometimes dangerous life with a feline roommate. This gothic comedy brings the chuckles and the chills. This is it's published by Seven Seas, so it's kind of a manga. It does read back to front, but it is in color. That's kind of what the art looks like. So if you're a cat fan, if you're a gothic story fan, or if you have a child that's interested in those sorts of things, Creepy Cat would be perfect for them. $15, ages 10 and up. Yeah, that hair coloring stuff sometimes, Mark, just, it don't look right. All right. We are on to this week's new releases. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're hanging with me. Thumbs, hearts, smiley faces, and all. Okay, we got some cool stuff this week. I'm hoping my microphone cord lets me reach the new releases. I'm going to walk gingerly. I did. I earned this white in my beard. We have Aquaman and Green Arrow, Deep Target. This is a 7-issue miniseries, a limited series starring Aquaman and Green Arrow. Issue number 1 is $4. Stretching to reach the shelf. This one was really good and made me want to go back and read The Long Halloween. This is Batman, The Long Halloween Special. Your price is $8. It's by the team, the award-winning team behind Batman, The Long Halloween, Batman Dark Victory, Daredevil Yellow, Hulk Gray, Captain America White, Spider-Man Blue, Jeff Loeb, and Tim Sale. And so this is kind of like an epilogue to The Long Halloween. New story, all new stuff that ties into The Long Halloween and is a good kind of bridge between The Long Halloween and Dark Victory, both of which are available at Alter Ego Comics. So Batman The Long Halloween Special, it is a one-shot, takes place in the early days of Bruce Wayne being Batman after the events of The Long Halloween. And I guess there's an animated movie out, or at least part 1 of the animated movie is out. I enjoyed it. So we have a sold Deep Target to Nick and sold Batman The Long Halloween to Tony and Sarah. Happy to pull that for you, Mark. So both parts, Ed says both parts of Long Halloween are on HBO Max. I started watching part one. I hate to say it, I'm not a fan of the DC, and I'm not a fan of comic book animated movies. I think the Marvel Cinematic Universe has spoiled me, as have the films of Christopher Nolan. Really, any of the Christopher Reeve Superman movie, the Michael Keaton Batman movie. I just really prefer my DC and Marvel movies to be live action. And there's definitely some good stuff out there. I've enjoyed many of the animated movies, but I don't know. These days, they don't work for me. I think part of it is like I only hear animated Batman with Kevin Conroy's voice. I only hear animated Joker with Mark Hamill's voice. So, and same thing with Two-Face. Like it has to be Richard Mull. Anything else just I get pulled out of the story, out of the experience. Nick wants a sub, like Jimmy John's or Subway. Let's see, Aquaman. So what was it called? Deep Target. Deep Target. We will get Nick subscribed to that. And Kelly wants a Deep Target as well. That's my dad humor, Nick. It's my dad humor. This next one is from Aftershock. It's called Cross to Bear. This is issue number 1. It's written by some Slovakian people, with art by them too. But more importantly, it's a story that starts in kind of Boston in the 1900s and travels to Tombstone at the same time period. A pair of brothers that are connected to the Crusades, and they're actually on the hunt for Jack the Ripper. So $5 for Cross to Bear number 1 from Aftershock. This is my pick of the week, ladies and gents. DC versus Vampires, issue 1 of 12. This is a 12-issue miniseries, co-written by James Tynion IV and Matthew Rosenberg, with artwork by Otto Schmidt. It's really good. It's really good. Really good. Lots of DC kind of callbacks in here. One of the main characters is Vampire, at least in Andrew Bennett. And I don't know how many of you read the Vampire series that was part of the New 52, but it was actually really solid. I enjoyed it. But you're getting all your familiar DC heroes and villains, along with vampires. And just, it is so good. 12 issues. Now keep in mind, it's going to take a year to tell this story. Now is the time to jump into it. If you want kind of a fun, not fun, there's definitely humor in here. But it's going to be good. It's going to be good. And next week, there is a fantastic DC series starting, a mini-series. We'll talk about that next week. So let's see. We got a DC versus Vampires to Kelly and subscribe. We got a Cross to Bear to Holly. Anyone else want a DC versus Vampires? That was my pick of the week. I'm just saying. All right, we have a new Hellboy miniseries. Hellboy, the Silver Lantern Club, issue number 1. $4. I only have 3 copies left of Hellboy, the Silver Lantern Club. Thank you, Mark, for using your emoji. Let's see if it shows up. Yes, that was awesome. So we'll pull a DC versus Vampires for Mark. Next up is a spin-off slash prequel to Something is Killing the Children. It is House of Slaughter, issue number 1 from James Tynion, as well as he's got a writing assist on this that I think is at the back of the book. Yep. Tate Bromble. If you're reading Something is Killing the Children, you're probably going to want this. We automatically pulled it for anybody that was reading Something is Killing the Children. I am woefully behind on Something is Killing the Children, but I still enjoyed it. I could understand what was going on. I got it. I understand it. It was good stuff. Good stuff. And I really need to check out Something is Killing the Children in graphic novel form. So this House of Slaughter is $4. House of Slaughter number 1 is $4. Okay, we got another strong DC title this week in the horror vein, and that is Task Force Z. Task Force Z is written by Matt Rosenberg, co-writer of DC versus Vampires. The tagline here is "Death was just the beginning." This is $4, and Task Force Z is the Red Hood, Jason Todd, leading a group of undead villains that died during the Joker's bombing of Arkham Asylum. What's it called? J-Day? A-Day? I don't know. D-Day? So Bane, Man-Bat, Arkham Knight, there are others, and they are kind of zombified, but not really zombies. They're just undead, and they can still take commands. And Jason Todd has been put in charge of these guys to recapture other Arkham escapees. So who's this for? Fans of the Red Hood, a.k.a. Jason Todd. Batman fans, if you want to dive a little deeper into the world of Gotham City, the second villain that they have to go after is Mr. Freeze. The first one, I won't tell you who it is, but this is an interesting setup, and I think Jason Todd might be in over his head. $4 for Task Force Z, issue 1. Tony picks up House of Slaughter. All right, we are on to this week's new graphic novels. Fear Case is available now. This is Matt Kint and Tyler and Hillary Jenkins, a well-thought-out mystery that turns on a dime from subtle to terrifying. Writer Mike, this is $20, by the way, collects the entire miniseries. Fear Case is a supernatural detective story with well-realized characters and a mystery that already appears to have layer upon layers. Matt Kint has struck gold with the concept. Fear Case, $20 for this series. And here's another one that we sold a lot of in single issues, but now it's available in trade. Maniac of New York. This collects issues 1 through 5, and I think that this is, I don't know if this is continuing. I know there's kind of an unofficial sequel coming, but Maniac of New York is $17, 5-issue miniseries. Maniac of New York presents a refreshing new spin on the slasher genre. Looks good. A lot of people enjoyed it in single issues. $17 for that. Sold Task Force Z to Mark. All right. So many of you are familiar with Brian K. Vaughan, he who is the writer of Why the Last Man and Saga. Speaking of which, Saga is coming back starting in January, for those of you that were reading it in single issues. If you're reading it in trade, you'll have to wait a little while longer. But Brian K. Vaughan also did an awesome series set in the 80s called Paper Girls with Cliff Chiang, who wrote and drew the Catwoman book that we talked about earlier, Lonely City. This is the complete Paper Girls. $50 for the complete Paper Girls. This will soon be an Amazon Prime series. So get ahead of the curve. Check out Paper Girls. Let's see. It's a sweeping epic that follows 4 newspaper delivery girls from the year 1988 who uncover the most important story of all time. Suburban drama and surreal mysteries collide in this critically acclaimed tale of nostalgia, first jobs, and the last days of childhood. Paper Girls was Stranger Things before Stranger Things. That's actually a pull quote on the back here. Paper Girls was Stranger Things before Stranger Things. One of the graphic novels every mom should read. With its wry tone and neon-hued artwork, Paper Girls is pitched somewhere between Heathers and the video for Thriller. That's from Esquire. Paper Girls is essential reading for the woman who spent her childhood ticked that the boys got all the Goonies and Stand By Me cinematic adventures. Okay, so we also have this in single volume. So if anyone wants volume 1 of Paper Girls, which is probably in the neighborhood of $10 to $15 rather than $50, we have that as well. But this is super awesome. Ed recommends Paper Girls 100%. Nick wants to subscribe to Saga. I think if anyone was subscribed before, that should still carry over, but we'll take care of it. Yes, Jessica's super excited, and Jessica and Jess are both super excited, as is the world, that Saga's coming back. What the world needs now is Saga. All right. J. Michael Strzinski's Resistance Uprising miniseries is available now. So this was the sequel to The Resistance. $10 for Resistance Uprising. Collects the 5-issue miniseries. Thought-provoking tale that starts to bend the stereotypical superpowers against the government storyline. Dark, smart, and loaded with drama. Resistance Uprising. Let's see. Ed wants to make sure that Saga is on his list. Angie wants to make sure that we are on the Saga list. Angie, you want that in single issues, or you want the graphic novels as they come out? I know how you are with single issues versus graphic novels. We've got 2 mangas available this week. 2 new entries in the manga department. We've got Necromance, Volume 1. Love, Adventure, and a Zombie Hero. This is recommended for 13 and up, $13. And we have the 7 Deadly Sins, Original Sins, recommended for 16 and up, $11 for this one. You've read the 7 Deadly Sins manga and seen the anime, but they weren't the whole story. The secrets behind the sins. Meow. Nick is enjoying Necromance. So those are the 2 new manga entries. But I do want to let folks know that we do have the Death Note Black Edition Volume 1 back in stock after I don't know how many months, like 6 months, 8 months of not having that. We do have the Death Note Black Edition Volume 1 back in stock if anyone needs it. And I don't know if everybody saw this, but I'll throw it up on the screen. Angie says, thanks for all the good thoughts. I'm doing pretty well considering. Considering she has to live with me. That's what it is. Yeah, Nick, Volume 2 of Death Note Black Edition is still unavailable, so we have 1 and 3 right now. Working on it, man. I'm working on it. They were big. $14 for or something. This is Death Note Black Edition Volume 1. And John, it is $15. And then we have 2 all ages new releases this week. We have Sleepless Domain. This is published by 7 Seas, which is a manga publisher. Recommended for ages 13 and up, $15. Team Alchemal, a group of magical girls who defend their city from fiendish monsters that prowl by night. The adoring idol culture surrounding these girls, along with the genuine life or death struggles they face each night, forces them to grow up quickly and under severe pressure. When tragedy strikes, the team's least confident supporting member, Undyne, must step up and learn to fight her own battles. Sleepless Domain is $15. Again, recommended for ages 13 and up. It does read left to right, as American comics do, but it is published by a manga publisher. John has picked up Death Note, Volume 1. Got you covered, my friend. And Nick wants Volume 3. All right, Nick, got you covered on Death Note Volume 3. And our last comic book selection tonight is an all ages title. I don't know how many there are, Nick. I'll have to look into that. The comic with the best title this week is our last selection. It is the burpees. It is juvenile fiction. It is Hello, My Name is Poop. It is $10. It's published by Vault. I think this is Vault's first all ages book. A funny, vibrant, and hilariously gross tale about owning the things that make us stand out. Hello, my name is Poop. His name is actually Will Poupé, but when your last name is Poupé, you're going to get called Poop. So this is filled with a lot of scatological humor. It's illustrated by someone that has worked on some familiar Cartoon Network shows. There's a fart. Perfect for anyone that enjoys Captain Underpants, Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Again, some of those Cartoon Network things. Need to throwback 10. Will Poupé thinks his life has gone down the toilet, but when Icky the janitor reveals himself to be a wizard in disguise, Will learns that Poop is actually a name of power. If you are given one of these names, you gain certain abilities. Now that Will has pooper powers, it looks like the bullies really stepped in it. Hello, my name is Poop. Great stocking stuffer for anyone. $10. Nick, I will work on getting you the rest of the Death Notes. We do have 2 pops that we can talk about this week. Pops. Oh, we have this too. I forgot about this. So we have, and I may have talked about this already. Doctor Who, the Tardis figurine. It's by the same company that does the Iron Man helmet, the Thor hammer, the Infinity Gauntlet. This one is $40. Like, do we have apartments above here? $30 for the Tardis from the Hero Collector. All right. Let's see. Michaela wants hello. My name is Poop. Michaela. On to the pops. We have Hawkeye in his classic purple comic outfit. This is a previews exclusive. It is $14 for Hawkeye. We also have Bo-Katan from The Mandalorian. This one is $12 for Bo-Katan. And I have one Bo-Katan Chase for $25. The Bo-Katan Chase Pop is the unmasked version, $25 for the Chase, $12 for the regular. You talking about me, Nate?
We're just trying to make your life harder, that's all.
I'm just distracted by voice. I'm distracted by voices. That's all right. Sarah wants a Hawkeye. No, by voices, not moistness.
Loud noises.
Although if I loud noises, things are breaking down over here, folks.
More right, Raja.
Yeah. Okay. That does it for 2 weeks worth of stuff. Oh, Jason chimes in on the YouTubes. Yeah.
Mark is live streaming and we're interrupting him, distracting him. He doesn't see us.
Do
you
I
don't see me. You don't hear me.
Jason Mills, I got you down for a Bo-Katan pop. And I do need mental help, Nick. I take medication for that. Do you guys hear the voices, or is it just me? Do you hear the voices too?
Nobody tell him.
Why is he not eggs?
Okay. Last call. If anyone wants to see anything that I've previously talked about, it's just me. Then this is a great microphone. Oh, Jason's looking over my shoulder. He wants both Infernos. Gotcha covered, Jason. Okay. Oh, yeah. Hold on 1 second. Actually, two really cool things to show you. Be right back.
I position my head a certain way.
All right, so this is what Jess picked up before the show started. I do have one more left. This is the Catwoman wedding dress statue. It is beautiful. It's based on the artwork of Joelle Jones from Batman number 50. It is a limited edition of 5,000 pieces, which sounds like a lot, but there's a lot more than 5,000 Joelle Jones, Catwoman, Batman fans in the world. So this is $150. I do have one more left. Would make a great Christmas present for anybody that's a Catwoman fan. And this one is awesome too. This is the Harley Quinn statue by Frank Cho. This is also $150. Frank Cho did a lot of variant covers for Harley Quinn in her previous series. Let's see, this is also a limited edition of 5,000. $150 for the Harley Quinn. I mean, just the sculpting on the face is fantastic. So yeah, Jess, there's your Catwoman. We'll get that shipped out ASAP. And again, if anyone else is interested, there is one more Catwoman statue left in her wedding dress, which may not have actually been a wedding. I don't remember. Are they married? They not married? I know they didn't get married when they were supposed to, but I really should know. So I'm going to try and bring in some cool, statues, figures, that sort of thing as we head into the holiday season. Things that might be a once-a-year purchase or a gift for someone. So keep your eyes open for that. I'll make sure to try and show those things off every week. We literally just got these in today. So I was putting them out on display before I left earlier. Okay. Well, guys, I'm going to call it quits so I can get home to Angie and check in on her, make sure she's doing okay, and kind of relax for a little bit. But I appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight. I will be back next Wednesday with new releases and other cool stuff. Ari came to the store last week, Tony. The first Jason concert was last Wednesday, the 20th. He was here, and it was an awesome show. It was fantastic. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Stay safe out there. Be well, and I will talk to you soon.